Hey everyone, how are you today? I am jumping on to do a fun interview with Heather Haase, who is a TikTok star. I've been following her for quite some time, and she's going to be jumping on here for in a minute. So once she's on, I will include her in the conversation. If we have not met, I'm Michelle Belisari. I'm with RE/MAX Services in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. I'm also the founder of #SoBoca, which is a local lifestyle blog, and I do real estate influencer marketing along with some local and national influencer marketing as well. But my full-time job is a solo agent, like many of you, listing properties, working with some buyers. My passion is working in real estate niches like seniors that downsize, divorce, and probate, along with relocation. So for all my Northeastern, Jersey, New York, Boston, Cape Cod, Canada, we've got people coming from California. We're in sunny South Florida, so I'm really, we're ready for you. You just never know when the battery's going to go. So it went. So, hey guys, I am going to be jumping on here in just a minute with the Dayton real estate darling, Heather Haase. She is going to talk to us about TikTok and how she has been leveraging it in her real estate business, along with having some fun with it too. And so I see she's on, so here we go. I'm going to go on. There we go. Hi. Oh my God. You're doing your hat challenge. I love it. It's so funny.
Yes. I did it all up today and I didn't even think about what I had to do today. And I was like, well, they're going to get full on Heather today.
I saw your post and you're like, my daughter doesn't even want to be around me today. That would be my girls. And they're 25 and 30. And they would definitely feel the same way. They'd be like, Mom, really? Like, go over there.
Yeah. My daughter is 9 and she doesn't even want to be seen with me in the house. Like,
True.
we're not even around people. She's just like, Mom, I'm just going to be over here for the rest of the day. Just don't be near me.
It's cool.
It is too much.
I mean, that's how they are. But you know what? And then at some point, you become friends with them, like big time,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
So I always coin myself, I'm a mama millennials, #over 55. I'm really like, I'm 58.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm good friends with my girls. They sometimes jump in and watch this stuff with me and whatnot. And they're all over TikTok. They're the ones, of course, who got me on TikTok. So, Heather, just introduce yourself to everyone. I know you're in Dayton, OHIO. So just introduce yourself. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how you got started on TikTok and what you're doing with it in regard to your real estate business and why agents might want to try it out.
Okay. So I am Heather Haase. I'm a realtor up here with HER Realtors in Dayton, Ohio. I've been a realtor like about 4.5 years. I'll be going on 5 years in May. I am super, super involved in the real estate industry. Like, I serve on my local, state, and national board. I'm on the National Association of Realtors, YPN. I'm going to be the chair for the Ohio YPN, and I'm about to be vice chair for professional development locally. Like, I'm all over.
You are. That's awesome.
and I'm a training director for my company as well. So, and then on my off time, I am usually with my daughter. So
I see. She's cute, by the way. When you drag her in to your TikToks.
Especially when she cut her bangs earlier this year, everybody loved that.
Yeah. Don't you love that? Yeah, I'm sure we had an incident like that. Thankfully, social media was not really prevalent when my girls were younger, because we certainly would have done something about swapping out a goldfish at one point, you know, like we did the toilet funeral and then faked out with a fake fish. We're like, oh, your fish looks fine. No, it doesn't look like something's wrong with it. No, fish is fine. But I love that you're so involved. I used to be more involved, and now I'm more involved with some of my own businesses, but I'm still active with like Inman and I just did the National Association of Realtors for branding yourself as a local influencer.
I saw that.
It was fun, man.
Congratulations.
I mean, what are you going to do? We're sitting at home.
Yeah. It's hard too to teach for NAR. Like it's hard to get in there. So congratulations to you to
Oh,
get in
thank
there because
you. Yeah,
it is hard sometimes.
it was pretty cool. Yeah, it is hard, and I appreciated being asked and the opportunity. So let's talk TikTok. So my forte is mainly Instagram. I've got
Mhm.
over 10,000 followers here and about almost 9 on @Boca. And I was sharing earlier in my private women to women Facebook group that you have over 10,000 followers on TikTok and about 69,000 likes, which guys, that's huge. TikTok is not, it's not easy in the sense that you have to like have a strategy with it. So talk to
Mhm.
us a little bit about your strategy, how you got started and what you love about it.
So how I got started was I was actually I was in a real estate Facebook group. I think you actually may be a part of it. I believe Pinky is RETV.
Oh, yes,
And
yes,
yeah,
yes.
and I saw my friend Francisco, who I've actually known for a few years. I saw him post a video, one of his TikToks in the group. And I've heard of TikTok before. I was kind of like I was one of those people that are like, yeah, no, it's just
No.
it's for youngins. It's not for me or anything like that.
Yeah,
But then I saw his video and I'm like, oh, that's really funny. And I'm like, that's how my brain works. Like my brain works in songs or lip syncing or, movie lyrics or anything like
yeah,
that. So, and that's basically what TikTok is, which now if you're very heavy on Instagram, you've kind of been introduced to Reels.
exactly.
So,
Yeah.
which is the Instagram version. But
We call it the ripoff.
I yeah, yeah, Instagram rips off a lot of stuff because they got stories from Snapchat and then all the other stuff. Who knows?
However,
But I mean,
they
it's
don't
free market.
they don't have the great filters that Snapchat has. And just in case
Yeah.
anybody watching this doesn't know, Facebook owns Instagram.
Hmm.
Facebook owns Instagram, which they were kind of on the news today about that, by the way.
Yeah, I
Because it
saw
was
that.
like that and WhatsApp
Hmm.
from back in 2012. So that was a very interesting little piece this morning I caught with my morning coffee about that. So yes, you're right.
Yeah, I saw the news about like the Instagram and they're trying to not have a monopoly or something like that. So
Yeah, too late
it is.
now.
I guess we'll just see. But so that's kind of how I got started on TikTok was I just was like, oh, let me hop on the app. I'm like, I'll just check it out, see how it is. And then of course, you probably know this, it's really addicting to start watching those videos because most of them are only 15 seconds or less. So you can get through a bunch of funny videos in less than 5 minutes. And then I'm like, well, let me start playing around with this and start doing my own ideas. And so anytime I heard a song, and this is just how my mind works, like a song or like a conversation or something like one of their sounds, I would go ahead and save it. Would go onto my note app and I would take notes of what song
Right,
I just saved and what my idea was. And
right.
that's kind of just like how I ended up getting started was I spent like 3 hours on TikTok, like not doing anything I probably should have been doing and just started coming up with ideas and started like pumping them out. And then I started to follow a bunch of people who, I mean, I do follow realtors
Right.
and lenders and stuff like that, but I followed a lot of the TikTok experts. And this was pre-pandemic, so I got on TikTok about 2 months before like shutdowns started happening and
Okay.
TikTok exploded.
Okay.
So I got a little bit of a head start on everybody else.
That's true. You did,
Um,
because I'm pretty sure that I was watching you before the
mhm,
pandemic started. I'm
mhm.
pretty sure I was
Yeah,
following you before then.
I started about end of January, beginning of February.
Okay.
So I just got, started making some videos and I kind of went from there and I kind of became addicted to it. And it was great because like you can literally make a video in less than 5 minutes. Sometimes they take a little bit longer, but I would mix in real estate, mix in just some funny stuff. And, you know, TikTok is all about, its algorithm is about, you know, who do you relate to? And so I just kind of was like, well, what do I want to make videos about? And anytime I scroll through, I'm like, well, I could make a video on this. That's fine. And I would do a lot of real estate, and that's how I got started. But then once the pandemic, like, and all the shutdowns hit, everybody was really struggling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I'm like, I'm not going to go around boasting my business. So I ended up like switching and I did the quarantine diaries. So every single day I posted a TikTok regarding like what people were going through on during quarantine, but it was funny.
Right.
So like there was one day like I'm in my house and there's this sound that's like, "Hello, how are you today? Hello, how are you today?" And it's me out the window with my face, "Hello, like I miss you people, but I can't come outside." And so I did that. Or pre-quarantine, my daughter accidentally cut off all her veins,
Right.
like
Right.
to the head. So there was even one where she did one where she's like, "I cut my veins with some rusty kitchen scissors." And so we just had fun with it because we knew a lot of people were giving themselves haircuts around then
Yeah.
too. Anything people could relate to.
So it's funny though, because you probably get asked the same question I do, which is,
Mhm.
did you get any leads from it? Do you get any leads from it? Did anybody call you from it? I'm like, well, they don't necessarily call from one video. They,
Yeah.
they look at, they follow you and they get to know you and they connect with you based on whatever the content is that you're putting out there, right? And you can sprinkle
Mhm.
in the real estate, which I think we should, because nobody else is going to do it for us. Um,
Mhm.
but honestly, people just want to get to know us as people first before they hire us, right?
Exactly. I tell people that all the time because yes, I do get that question. Well, it's just for children and it's just for like, how are you doing lead conversion and stuff on there? And I'm like, that's not, I'm like, the point of video at the end of the day isn't necessarily to get leads, it's branding. Like,
Right.
and I'm like, and I'm having fun with it. So I don't even see it as branding. I'm one of those people that I'm just like, branding is just being you. I'm like, so just be yourself. I even hate to call it branding because that makes it sound so corporate. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
I'm just being myself.
Right. But you know, you're right though, because it is the one thing I also say. It's, well, first of all, it's branding yourself. And
Hmm.
you have a very active audience on TikTok. And um, you know, like all these platforms come out, you have to pick one and see what's fun or what's not fun and what resonates with you, what's easy for you to do. And they're none of them are super easy the first 3 or 4 times. And then all of a sudden you go,
Hmm.
oh, I got this shit. I can do this. This is okay. Now I'm getting it. Reels was like that for me, surprisingly, because I was TikTok brain. And then I
Yeah.
flipped over to Reels. I'm like, what the hell is this? Oh my gosh, they've made this so complicated. And then when I finally said, okay, just do it, and I did it a couple times, I was like, oh, okay, now I got it. It's a little
Yeah.
different, but now I got it. But I do like TikTok way better
Yeah.
than Reels, personally.
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah, I tried Reels out and I'm like, I'll just take my TikTok videos and put them on Reels.
exactly.
Like, I'm like, this is just way easier. And I mean, I get it. I'm used to the platform of TikTok,
Yeah.
but I recognize the fact that once Instagram came out with Reels, that it was going to be the new hottest thing, and it's going to start putting, Instagram wants to push it. So, repurpose content when you can. So it's okay that's what I did. I started saving a bunch of my real estate
Hmm.
TikToks and just putting them right there on Reels.
That's
So
what
it's
I
all about
started doing.
repurposing.
That, and
Hmm.
actually, my younger daughter, Allie, said, "Well, why don't you just start drafting stuff over in TikTok and start banking your content there. And then whatever
Hmm.
you like, download it and flip it over into Reels." And that's what I started doing. And my thing on TikTok that I enjoy doing, I haven't done one in a while, is the voice, the lip sync
Mm-hmm.
voice overs, like Kim Kardashian or one of the Kardashians talking like how they talk.
Mm-hmm.
I like Karen from Will and Grace, you know, stuff like that. I kind of have fun with that. I find it, and you probably would agree with me, it's a creative outlet too. It's not just about
Mm-hmm.
business, but I'm not an artist at all. I can't sing, I can't draw or paint or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. But I do like to have fun with these little videos.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's definitely a very creative outlet. Like I said, it's just like my mind works.
Yeah.
I've done comedy shows before, only for real estate. Like I've done Last
Yeah.
Realtor Standing, and my bit for when I do Last Realtor Standing is I actually sing, and I'll sing like about real estate scenarios, but with popular songs. And so I do parodies and stuff like that. So I mean, as soon as I started watching some of these creative real estate TikToks, I'm like, that's my brain. That's
Yeah.
exactly where things are. I'm like, I could catch on to this. Like, you know, like you were saying, Instagram is your platform. It's not so much my platform. I haven't quite mastered it.
Right.
That's one of my goals next year. I'm kind of flipping back between Instagram and YouTube. But, you know, and I tell people this all the time too, don't like overwhelm yourself with trying to be everywhere. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
okay
hard.
because people are like, I just don't know about TikTok. I'm like, okay, don't join. I'm like, go join Facebook, go join Instagram. You can do so many things. I'm like, it's better to do one thing perfect or one thing great, and then instead of doing five things, okay.
Yeah, I call it the three-legged stool that starts with Facebook because everybody's
Mhm.
there. I poo-pooed Facebook groups quite a while back, and now I have a women's real estate group called Women to Women in Real Estate,
Mhm.
with almost 1,000 women in it, which really ramped up over the pandemic. I changed a few things around, and I see that value in there, and I like to be able to share content in there and then pick two other things. Like I find short form video is so much more my jam. And I do YouTube. And because of the SEO, and I have the Boca blog, and I'm really
Mhm.
starting to cross pollinate the real estate with Boca a little bit more because it does generate leads and it's great branding for me. But at the end of the day, if I have my choice, I'm all over 15 seconds, 30 seconds, all freaking day long. I love it.
Mhm. Yes, exactly. And oh my gosh, like, and I just heard one of my TikTok friends, Nate Fain, you might follow him. He's a mortgages are boring. That's his
Oh, I'll
handle
follow him if I'm
on
not.
TikTok. He's really he has like 250,000 followers. Like he is he's jamming at it, but he was doing it long before even I was.
Right.
But he was saying that a lot of like TikTok may be coming out with 3 minute long videos, and everybody on TikTok that likes it is like, no, like a minute at the most. Like
Yeah.
because you know they're almost feeling like it's like the IGTV kind of thing,
I was
like they're
just
trying to
thinking
go
that.
that route.
Yeah.
And we're just like, that's not the essence of TikTok. Just do a part two, like if you have to make a long video.
That's a good point. You could do that too.
Mhm.
And I think the thing too about TikTok is they um, came from what was the platform that they actually were originally?
Musically.
That's right, it was Musically.
Mhm.
And so I think what happens, and you brought up like corporate like a few minutes ago. I don't know if they just try and go corporate on it, and they see like instead of just staying in their own lane, they want to just make sure that they're not losing market share
Mhm.
by adding that piece. But personally, I mean, I add to my IGTV, like this interview will go on IGTV, but I'd
Mhm.
rather put it on YouTube,
Yeah.
because I find that the SEO component is just so strong there.
Mhm.
I have a website for my real estate coaching business. And so then it can drive back and forth there. Now, Instagram did come up, like you can do a lot more searching now on Instagram, which is cool. And they
Yeah.
just came up with guides too. But I'm kind of with you on that. I think stay short, like stay true to what you were, because that's what
Yeah.
attracted us to it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
short, funny. I mean, they're not all funny. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, you don't have to necessarily be funny to be on TikTok. But
Right.
like your three things I think you always should be is funny, informative, or I forgot the last one, but
Educational.
maybe yeah, and that could go with informative
True.
too, but like I can't remember.
I'm trying to
Okay,
think.
maybe
There's
there's
like
only
four
two
E's.
things.
Um, Educational, entertaining, emotional.
Yeah, maybe
There's
that.
something else in there with an E.
But I tell people all the time, I'm just like, because I do get the, like, it's just for teenagers kind of thing. And I'm like, no, like, it is. I'm like, you have to make the algorithm work for you. I'm like, but like millennials and Gen Xers and a bunch of the older crowds are getting on TikTok and they love it and they are prominent on there. I barely see any teenagers anymore on my feed.
Most of the people I
So,
see are, you know, 30 and older.
mhm.
There's a few that pop up that aren't. You mentioned the algorithm though, because this is the challenge I think with TikTok as it is with Instagram. I had one TikTok go kind of viral, and I think it was
Mhm.
from Frozen where I was yodeling at the house
Mhm.
across the street, and it really took off. And that was my first one that took off. And then had a couple glasses of wine one night, and Allie showed me how to do dance, which I thought for sure would take off. No, I mean it was fine, but it was funny, more funny on Facebook.
Mhm.
And I did one recently about women and more women empowerment. And let me tell you, that one really took off. And that was just really talking. And I've
Yeah.
noticed a lot of women in particular, and men too on TikTok, but women who are in the coaching space and whatnot, they're not necessarily always dancing. They are talking just like this. They might be pointing to
Mhm.
some things to, which I think is fine. That's part of the essence, I think, too, of TikTok and also Reels. But how do you um, get the algorithm to pick up on what you're doing? Do you have any tips on that? Because it's
I
hard.
mean, it's a lot in your hashtags and what kind of hashtags you're using. So, like, if it's something real estate related, you got to make sure you're using something like hashtag realtor, hashtag real estate, or something local like hashtag so Boca or, anything like that.
Yeah.
Um, but some of it's just luck too. Like, some of it's just, and TikTok's trying to figure out like where you're where you fit in and who you should be in front of. But TikTok is a very positive environment too. And people tend to be a lot more real on it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's probably why, like, they're pushing out positive content a lot. So that could be why your women empowerment one really,
Well,
really
maybe,
like took
yeah.
off.
Yeah, maybe
Um,
so.
it's hit or miss. Like and it's about consistency. I heard too. Although I've heard it, but sometimes I believe it, sometimes I don't. Because I've been posting every single day for the past 10 days about my hats, which
Right.
is something silly, has nothing to do with real estate. But my first 7 days, I probably got 300 to 500 views on each video. Like, not much at all.
Yeah.
But the past few days, I'm starting to, rack up 1,500, 2,000. Like, I'm starting to get more views and more follows. Um, I also, always recommend like finding one of those sounds that says like follow me or so, that has that, call to action. Because once I do one of those videos, I'll usually get an influx of
Oh,
followers.
cool.
And I think also teaming up with people on, almost any app you could do this on, like just teaming up with people and saying, hey, maybe you should follow this person will usually get you some
Mm-hmm.
followers, which I think helps the algorithm boost you up too.
I have not done a duet yet over there, and I've heard that does
Hmm.
quite a bit. I thought I'm friendly with Whitney Panel.
Hmm.
And so I see she does a lot of duets.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, her son is like a superstar Parker panel. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm like, oh, okay, let me see what Whitney's doing, you know. Um, but the other thing I read, two things. One, not to go for the big hashtags, which I recommend when I'm teaching Instagram. I'm like, you don't want to do a hashtag that has a million posts with it. Do the
Mm-hmm.
ones that are especially hyper local, 1,000, 5,000. Like that way you're going to get found, right? Especially with
Mm-hmm.
reels. And then the other thing was that it sometimes seems like TikTok simmers the videos that you're doing. And Allie, I think Allie was the one who said that. She goes, you know, it's funny. She had one really go viral with our dog. Like she's got like 500,000 views on it. And the
Mm-hmm.
rest of them don't. But she's like, you know, it's funny. All of a sudden one just took off, but it didn't happen for quite a few days.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It,
we're not
it,
in
it happens a lot. Like
delusional.
I had one, it was like a month later and it suddenly just took off. Like
Yeah.
it's like it just depends on when TikTok wants to put it, I guess, into
Okay.
the FYP. And once it gets on the FYP, and that's really where things start getting
Which is
pushed
for your
through.
page for those who
Yeah, the
aren't on
For You
TikTok.
page.
So tell everybody a little bit
Um,
about FYP. What does that actually mean to somebody?
So the For You page is where you can go discover people.
Yeah.
The following page is obviously everybody where who you're already following, but the For You page is basically a discovery page. TikTok's automatically going to put you on it as soon as you open the app, and you just scroll through it, and that's how you find people to
Mm-hmm.
follow or find content or watch things. And it's very random. And yeah, they do try. You know, when you like something, that tells TikTok you want to see more content like that. And then if you don't like something, I tell people this all the time. I'm like, if you don't like something, like you're like, I would never watch anything like that, just hold the video down and click not interested. That tells TikTok you're not
Oh
interested in
my
that
God,
kind of
that's
content.
awesome. Oh, cool.
Hmm.
Oh, awesome. Because there's some stuff showing up lately on my feed, and I'm like, how the hell did this show up? I don't want to see this.
And it depends like what time I've noticed too, and maybe it's just me. I've noticed too, like depending on what time of day certain things show up. So like after dark TikTok is really, really
Oh, yeah.
weird.
Yes.
Like it never fails. I get ghost stories. I get like murder
Yeah,
stuff
kind of
and
dark
like
and creepy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like or I get very naughty things. It's like
Yes, that
okay,
too.
after dark TikTok, okay.
But you're so right with that. And so timing of when your audience is going to be on there. So my
Mhm.
audience on Instagram is anywhere between really the best times for me are between 12 noon and like really 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mhm.
Okay. That's when my analytics are saying that's the most like when my audience is the highest.
Mhm.
That's when I should be posting.
Mhm.
And I know that, you know, I probably have a similar audience on TikTok because of my age
Mhm.
and because I'm also putting some real estate stuff out there occasionally. So I'm finding that if I post during the day, I get more views than if I post at like 9 o'clock at night.
You know, TikTok has an analytics page.
I know I
So
never look at it, but I should.
so you have to have the business profile or the creator
I have
profile
the
or something
business
like
one, I
that.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because a lot of people don't know that and they're like, I can't find the analytics. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I rarely look at mine, but if you go into analytics, it's going to show you which content of yours gets pushed out more. So that can
Hmm.
help you like create new videos. I do notice a lot of my real estate ones are a lot of the ones where I'm being super cheerful, those get pushed out more. I think that's kind of what TikTok has branded me on.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
But it says for me, 7 p.m. is when people see my videos most.
That's
So
crazy.
and I never post around that time, but
It
like,
must be when people come home, they have dinner, and then they jump on and they're looking at their
yeah,
social media, is what I would think.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
So, and it gives you your audience. It gives you like how many are male versus female and everything like that. I have about 70% male to 30% female audience right now.
Yeah. And on Instagram, for me, I've got about 70% female, 30% male. Um, you know, I'm really on both my channels. It's higher female. And I
Mm-hmm.
apologize ahead of time. I quarantined my dogs in my daughter's room, but my lawn guy is here. Of
Oh, you're
course.
fine.
um, the other thing is, so rolling into 2021, TikTok and
Mm-hmm.
real estate. I will tell you what I see is some badass luxury home videos, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing that in
Yeah.
2021. I'm going to start going to some open houses, get permission, and just have at it. You know, Lisa Kennedy over in Tampa,
Mm-hmm.
Lakewood Ranch, she's got some chops over there on TikTok, and she's just showing interiors and beautiful
Yeah.
properties, you know? And I'm like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah. I mean, people like pretty things. I
Yeah.
talk more about, see, and I tell people all the time, I'm like, my audience is other realtors. But like I get a ton of referrals. Like that's my main like
Yeah.
SOI and referrals from other realtors.
Yep.
So a lot of my content, if you watch it, like I do have educational stuff for buyers and sellers, but a lot of it is funny stuff for other realtors
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And then what I do is repurpose. I'll put it in Instagram where a lot of realtors follow me. I'll put it on Facebook on my main page where people follow me. And then I'll go and post it in groups like RATB or Labco agents or something like that. And I'll usually get a few people that try to add me on Facebook, and that's how I network on Facebook. Like,
There,
and
that's it. You just wrapped it up in a
yeah,
beautiful holiday bow, because
yeah,
this is what we talk about all the time. It's like, if you niche down, so this Instagram is very heavy real estate
hmm
agents, right? And I did that purposefully a year ago. I was
hmm
like, I don't need to be talking about too much real estate here, but I drop a few things so that agents can refer their clients to me, so they know that I know what I'm doing and, you know, whatnot. But I also like to speak and coach and do some webinars and stuff. And I just felt like this was a great platform to expand on my referral network, right?
hmm
Whereas at Boca is more hyper local, and I'm starting to add a little more real estate over there, so that
hmm
people who are not real estate agents but may need to buy or sell, they'll just think, oh wow, look what she's doing, how she promotes this, or look at that property that she did, you know, that's good too. So I'm cross pollinating the two of them, but literally you just hit the nail on the head with this. And agents that are watching, you know, go back and rewatch what Heather just said, because this is how we network now. And
yep,
you don't have to go to in-person stuff, and it'd be nice when that opens back up, but especially for a new agent, may not have a big budget, get on your
hmm
social media, people. Work it.
yeah. I mean, I show, I obviously show my personality even on Facebook. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people are always like, oh, social media is so fake and stuff like that. And I'm like, I get that, but you can be yourself. Like, post a funny video or post a joke, or, I'm known for my dad jokes on Facebook. I'm known for making like funny comments and stuff like that in Facebook groups. Like that's how I started networking, was in Facebook groups. And of course I got voluntold into the association world. And I mean, I love it. I
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But, it just accidentally became my niche that I love, because I do really, really love networking. But yeah, Facebook groups are great too. Do you have a Soboka Facebook group?
I actually do.
Oh,
It's called Discovering Boca Raton.
yeah.
And I thought about it for well over a year or so. And I was like, what the hell? And during quarantine, I just said, I'm just starting my own networking group, and, you know, running with it. And I'm adding, it's small right now. It's under 1,000 people. But my goal is to get it to 1,000 by the end of January, if I can.
Yeah.
And I invite small businesses and local businesses in it, along with locals.
Mhm.
Um, And so one of the things that I did on Instagram for Small Business Saturday was I literally went in and started showcasing people in my group, and I added the little shop tag
Hmm.
from the gifts in Instagram, which is really cool because then it shows 3 pictures from a business's account, and then they can tap on it. And I started doing that, and I had so much fun doing that, and it's kind of my way to be able to share that out with, when you have, like you do, like 10,000 followers. Look, not every follower is going to see your posts, and that's another
Yeah.
thing. However, if if 10% of the people, let's just say, see a story that I did, that's almost 900 people that never maybe saw it before. That could
Yeah.
bring them some sales and business. And I felt like, well, that's kind of cool. And that's what I like to do. So yes, I am. Do you have one for your area?
So I don't have well, okay, I do kind of have a local one. I let it go to the wayside like a year or so ago. But I had one was like home buyers of Dayton, Ohio. And so it was very specific, like, and I would go into other Facebook groups and promote it and say, hey, if you're interested in buying or selling a home, come join this group. I'm not going to hard sell you. I'm just providing educational material and a place to where you can ask your questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten business off of it.
Good.
Like like if you work it, it works for you. I have this idea in my head of another one where I want to do like a good day in Dayton, because obviously like everybody's so sad right
I
now.
know.
Like this whole year, everybody's just been so sad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not that kind of person, obviously. So
I
I'm not
really
that
wish
kind of
I had one
person.
of my things on. Stupid me. I wasn't even like thinking. I go to the dollar
I have
store and
20
get
here
them.
right behind me.
Send me one. I know. You crazy Ohio people.
But I've been collecting these for years,
Yeah.
and so finally one year I was just like, I'm just gonna post my hats and like show them off like every day.
I love it. I
Um,
love it.
but
But I like that idea for
yeah.
your group. I think that's a really great idea, actually. And um, I have also put in my, Discovering Boca Raton group that I'm
Mhm.
a realtor.
Yeah.
And here's one of my latest listings. So I don't shy off from that. It's my group.
Hmm.
So if you don't like it, you can leave. I don't care. And I was listening to a great podcast the other day. I think it's, oh gosh, I'm going to get this wrong. Biz Chicks with an X. Terrific
Hmm.
podcast talking about Facebook groups
Hmm.
and promoting yourself and selling things in your groups. And she basically said, look, it's your group. If people don't like it, they can always leave. That's the way it goes. I feel like in groups, there's usually a lot of good content that we all share. And at some point, we're not just doing it to do that. We also have a side hustle or something else, and it becomes or referral scenario,
Hmm.
right? So I think it becomes a win-win, and that's kind of what I did with So Boca. But I started doing these interviews too, like this, so that I could network with other
Hmm.
agents and potential referral partners, because I think, one, I have family up in Ohio too, so you never know when I might have something for Dayton.
Yeah.
Gotta love
Yeah.
it.
You never know. Like, and I'm usually even locally, I get referrals no, locally sometimes because people are just like, I don't want to go to this area and you're a lot closer.
Yeah.
I don't have the time.
Yeah.
I'll refer you because, since I became a trainer for my company, I basically just work on agent to agent referrals,
Yes.
or, any of my friends or family or any of their
Yes.
referrals. I'm not hunting for business right now. If it comes to me, it's like, woohoo. But I still matched my year last year. Like, I've done just
That's
as well
awesome.
doing that. And I changed my whole platform over without even realizing it. And I just was like, I'm done doing leads. I'm done doing
Yeah.
this. I'm like, I don't have time for it now as a trainer. So I'm like, I'm gonna, do this. And it's been working out fantastically.
So
So,
as we wind up, what is one thing that you can share with people watching today
Mhm.
about why they should consider trying and using TikTok?
TikTok is a very positive app. You know, that's probably one of the biggest takeaways. It's a positive, fun app, and it's a great area to be yourself and let out your creative side, and just have fun with it. Plus, it's a great intro into doing video. If you're just really nervous about doing video, I mean, if you go to any real estate conference or anything like that, everybody's going to bark at you, do video, do video, do video. And this is just another option to do video, and you spend 5 minutes on it. You don't need a I have a ring light. That's what my phone is attached to right now. I have a ring light. That is the only production I have.
Yeah. And
So
I did
you
nothing
don't need,
today. I did
yeah,
nothing with my
you
ring light.
you don't need like a whole bunch of stuff. And this ring light, I mean, it's a little broken, but I spent $30 on it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like, you know, that might be my Christmas gift to myself this year, is like a nicer ring light. But that would be my biggest thing,
Okay.
is like, if you really want to get into video, like TikTok is a really great place to start.
Right.
And you can do your own thing. So
Yeah.
just, you know,
And just watch
like you
some
said,
people like Heather. Watch
yeah,
Heather. There's people out there who are doing what we do business
yeah,
wise, and you can see what they're doing. And you could watch Shailene Johnson. You can watch some of these coaches. You can watch. I saw there's a credit person who was on.
yeah.
Was it?
Color my credit, probably.
Yes. Was it
Yeah.
Drunk on Social? I saw her on there.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
actually Nate Fane's. I believe that's Nate Fane's group. The
oh my
mortgages are
God. Okay,
boring.
that would make
I'm
sense.
pretty.
Hello.
Yeah. So like, yeah, he's on it, and like, there's just so many. Like, everybody does something different.
Yeah.
And so like
Niche, niche,
that's,
niche, niche.
yeah, like, you know, like what is CC Underwood? I think she's in Jacksonville. I can't remember at the top of my head. She's so sweet. I love her to death. But she does a lot of educational things where she's just standing off to the side and
Yeah.
pointing, like you said, or dancing. She loves to dance.
Yeah.
Like, and that's her thing.
I know,
Like,
right?
and she does amazing at it. So,
Good.
you know, everybody can, and then there's some people who walk through with luxury, and there's some people who walk through and they do, you know, people really do love the before and after. So if you're in
Yeah.
a lot of places, like if you work with flippers,
Yeah.
that's a great one
Look
to do.
away. I think it's fantastic. Well, I so
Hmm.
appreciate you taking the time to be
No problem.
on In the Hive with Michelle B today. I think this was so educational, and hopefully it will inspire some other agents. You know, guys, I always say engage at any age. It does not matter. I'm 58. I'll be 59 in 2021. And I still I'm excited about what we can do on social media, how it can brand us, how it can drive social media our way, how it can make connections like this, you
Hmm.
know? And I think that to me, if we can't be together in person, then at least we can do these things that I think they work so well with what we're dealing with.
Yeah,
So I appreciate it so much. Where can
no
everybody
problem.
follow you on TikTok? And
Uh, Same handle is right here at Dayton Real Estate Darling. That's my handle across everywhere, because obviously you got to be consistent with
yeah,
branding. So, and everybody says I'm darling. So Dayton Real Estate Darling.
darling. Yes, you are. I love it. Thank you so much. Happy holidays to you.
You too.
I
Have a good
appreciate it.
one. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this interview today. I am going to have an interview like this once a week. I'll be flipping it on to the In the Hive with Michelle B podcast. If you have not followed and subscribed to that, it's on Buzzsprout, iTunes, Stitcher, all the different platforms. I have some amazing interviews, by the way. I started going through it the other day. I have probably 30 interviews with industry leaders and influencers that you know, like, and trust. So jump on there. And this will eventually make its way over to my new YouTube channel, which is Instagram Strategies and Real Estate Niches. You know, I'm a niche. I say I'm a niche witch. So I so appreciate everybody jumping on today. If you have any questions for Heather, send her a DM here on Instagram, or send me a DM to ask her question. If you have not yet joined Women to Women in Real Estate, The link is in my bio, so you can request to join there. I'm always dropping in there doing tips and information about Instagram and our real estate lives, which are crazy, and of course, real estate niches. And in general, thank you so much for following me here on the gram. You guys got me to 10,000 followers earlier in the fall, and feel free to invite some friends. I try to make it informative, educational, entertaining, and sometimes you see my dog, sometimes I'm in a hat, sometimes I'm just showing off the lights around my house this time of the year. So anyways, thanks again, guys. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next week. Bye.